Hello everyone, we are Helga, Ngọc and Vala from Group 6. Today we are talking about the presenting, teaching and collaboration tools and best practices in VR. Our goal is to design and create useful tools for presenting, lecturing and collaborating in virtual spaces such as Mozilla Hubs. The description of the main ideas is that collection of methods to increase the effectiveness in education in VR environments. We propose three value propositions: enhancing the presenter or educator avatar by using audio and visual, instant feedback for the educator from the VR equipment, and ice-breaking specific seat arrangement and having streaming from the main room in breakout rooms. Our motivations come from literature and students' perspectives. In VR, we see the lack of human contact with the default avatar and traditional presentation skills. We also see the potential of icebreaker activities in VR, which will bring advantage to people who are shy. In addition, we want to learn the actual challenges of VR for education and meeting in the long term, even after the pandemic. Our target users are educators and students who can be seen in lectures, meetings, and workshops. Our usage environment is Mozilla Hubs. It should enable effortless and seamless communication and collaboration in immersive virtual environments. And Hubs is a virtual reality travel room designed for every headset and browser, but it is also an open source project that explores how communication in mixed reality can come to life. It is easy to create a room with a single click, then share and access that room with an URL. No need for App Store, gatekeepers, or installation process.
Here's part one of the solutions we present: the avatar enhancement. In these photos from Mozilla Hubs, we can see it can be hard to tell who is speaking. In real life, there would be some visual cues, such as facial expressions. In Mozilla Hubs, there are multiple ways to modify how your avatar looks like. You can opt for a realistic lookalike of yourself or be a fantastical creature. You can use third-party tools or make your own 3D models. Avatar features serve an important role in how people communicate both verbal and non-verbal information to others in VR. There are many different affordances for avatars, such as teleportations, emoting systems, etc. Mozilla Hubs has reactions which can be disabled, and there is an example of applause on the slide here. While doing research, we found an interesting phenomena called Proteus effect. Basically, it means that the virtual representation, such as an avatar, can affect on the user's perception of self in the digital environment. There was a study which resulted in the participants feeling more confident when their avatars were made slightly smaller than the other avatars. They also tested the Proteus effect with the attractiveness of the avatars. So the solution we are suggesting for avatars in Mozilla Hubs or others are different enhancements. For example, the presenting avatar could be taller than others, so it would be more visible, and there could be some kind of marking on top of the avatar. Also, the audio of the presenter could be heard all around the VR environment instead of using the proximity audio. And we also suggest that the presenter could have some kind of personal admin tools to adjust the settings for presenter. And here's a small storyboard how this avatar enhancement would be seen in Mozilla Hubs. there's yeah.
So now we are talking about the ice-breaking session. And while we are getting together online, here are some tips for more energy. Explicit communication, speed and limit downtime, and motivation booster. So what exactly we need to do? Have everyone talk loudly about the subject for 40 seconds. Then who does this belong to? This activity is about asking everyone to send a photo of a personal object. During the session, everyone can guess who it belongs to. Everyone has to participate, even the one whose photo is, otherwise it will be very easy. Move during the session, because just sitting still doesn't make anyone happy. Use colors. Vote by holding a certain color in front of the camera or indicate via color if something becomes too much. In the first stage, we presented our ideas with a storyboard. It demonstrated a manager who is an educator in this context who wanted to host some interesting icebreakers activities for his team. Here is the students in some knowledge sharing sessions. But he found online meeting tools are not interactive enough. Then he tried our social VR methods and he was happy to find that his team members enjoyed the activities so much even though everything was done virtually. Here are some interaction proposals that we did in the demo space in Hub, using the chat field, for example within the Hub, to get to know each other, posting a hello to the chat to let the educator know that students are ready. Second, community stretch. It is a connection of physical and virtual experiences to wake students up. Educator will share that everybody will be going around the room doing some stretches depending on each student and show the group how to do it. Third, seat arrangement. Arranging the classroom layout for the largest student benefit. It helps the students focus and see what is going on in the classroom at any given time. The suggestion layout is that traditional classroom, U-shaped layout, circle or half-circle arrangements. The instructor can actively ask students to help for setting up the classroom. The instructor and guest speaker should have a spotlight to enable them to feature up to the others. It also applies for student presentations. Last but not least, streaming in the breakout room. To maintain the quality within the main meeting room, the facilitator can divide students into breakout rooms and use external tools to live stream from the main room. For events that have larger participant interest, we recommend creating several viewing rooms and streaming the primary content to a service like Twitch. Twitch is a tool that you can have synchronous streaming in each breakout room. And Discord, saved messages and share a virtual classroom with a current class. So that's it for a virtual tour in the Hub. At the end of the day, is Mozilla Hub the best? Our team's conclusion for Hubs is that it is very versatile and accessible and can be used to interact with smaller groups. Then nothing is too much fun. From brainstorming to teaching, from presenting to yoga, everything is possible within Hubs. And another application is Sparto.io. Sparto is especially useful for brainstorming, design thinking, and stand-up at the beginning of the day. Assessing 3D objects and buildings is also great to do in Sparto Project Room and due to a sleek design. Giving sales presentations is also a good application.
Our next solution focuses on the presentation aids that we can use in virtual reality. And here is an example scenario of what kind of feedback you might be able to get. So for example, feedback about your speaking pace or how much eye contact you make, whether or not you use filter words. And here's a little video highlighting the different ways that these presentation aids can be utilized in virtual reality. As can be seen, the only use is not just in academia. You could practice for job interviews or giving different kind of speeches. So the way we propose doing this is using real-time tracking. So you use some sort of either web camera or a separate camera and a headset, or you can just use this without a headset, and we analyze your position, voice, eye gaze, and how you interact with the proposed VE. So here's an example how we wireframe the solution. So we analyze the types of words being used, such as hesitation words or filler words. We do this by using keyword search, so using Levenstein distance to differentiate from similar sounding words, and that's one of the inputs. If you don't have a headset, you can also use built-in eye tracking devices or programs, example in JavaScript. And here's an example of my face where I track my own face, and you can still gain the same benefits. Here is another example of eye contact heat map. So this provides you feedback with how good your eye contact is with your audience. You can get it in real time, or you can record yourself and then look back and then see the feedback. But I think the benefit from our solution here is that you can do it in real time when you're already presenting.
This is a novel user flow that we propose to you, and you can use this as a template, as you can see in the ice breaking demo space in Hub.